Hello and welcome to the Chattercade podcast, where we review movies, TV, video games, if we can be asked to, and talk random shit every now and again. I'm your host, Dragon King Thomas Hughes. I'm joined by the lovely Hayden, aka Licklet. And today we're continuing on with the Disney Descendants trilogy by covering Descendants 2, released in 2017. 2 years after the first one, but set 6 months after the first one.
Don't question it.
Yeah, don't question it.
I mean, you can tell there's a bit of time because
Characters look older.
yes,
And yet it's only meant to be 6 months later. Yeah.
Disney logic.
Disney logic, okay, fair enough. Obviously Descendants 2 follows the group again. This time as they're kind of splitting apart. Obviously Dove Cameron's character, obviously Mally's kind of splitting from the group because she's had enough of being treated not evil.
Yeah, it's more of she's trying so hard to fit in by being someone she's not, whereas everyone else are just being who they are. She's the one who's felt like she had to change.
Because she's more in the spotlight than anyone else.
Yeah, because obviously she's
with the king.
To be engaged.
She's with the king.
Yeah.
And obviously then the evil threat this time is from back on the Isle again. But this time it's caused by the fact that they got sent to the what's the kingdom called again? Auradon, that's it. Because they got sent there. Ursula's daughter, and the pirates a bit pissed off.
Yeah, which obviously a lot of her animosity towards Mal is because of their history. Obviously, Mal used to bully Uma when she was on the Isle, calling her Shrimpy.
Shrimpy.
She's small. So you can tell a lot of that built up anger that Uma has is then focused on her and Ben when they were sent to Auradon and end up being the perfect fantasy couple. Obviously, that would piss someone off, especially when you've bullied quite a long time. So it makes sense. She'd be like, "Fuck it."
So what you're saying is, if that happened to you, and then Alex saw that, Alex would be a bit pissed off with you.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
My kingdom.
You're like,
my crown.
Fuck you. I'll go work in the smelly fish and chip shop. Oh.
But yeah, and obviously, there's them trying to get Mal back while also dealing with the party threat.
Yeah. Obviously, Mal, she feels like an outsider again. She's been forced to be someone she's not. So she's obviously gone. Her first instinct is to go back to the Isle. That's somewhere where she's used to. Makes sense. That's like her safety zone. She's going in there because it's the only thing she knows to do. It makes sense. And like her, they still carry on the idea of her not quite struggling to understand what love is, and it's finally this film basically her accepting that she now knows she loves Ben. So we find out in the end bit, true love's first kiss, as every single fucking Disney trope.
Yep. Oh no, you're under a spell. Give me some smooch.
Snog. But she's unconscious. She can't consent to it. So fine, it's fine.
Disney logic is fine. It's not rapey at all.
But she's basically dead. Nah, it's fine. There's a thing of them kissing unconscious women, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine though.
This is the other way around. It's like a not conscious fully man. Opposite way this time.
Isn't that basically porn?
Probably one out there somewhere. But yeah, honestly, I prefer this one to the last one. I think it's much better.
It's definitely a lot more...
It's definitely Zombies 2 to Zombies 1.
Yeah. It's got more action. Obviously, there's actual fight scenes of them all pirating swords and stuff. There's a lot more. There's a giant CGI octopus at Uma versus dragon Mal. Which is quite cool. The fact that because Maleficent got a dragon, give Mal a dragon, and I like it. It looks different as well. Instead of being that black dragon with the hints of purple, pure purple with hints of green. It gives her more personality. It's good to see she's getting stronger. In the first episode, all she really did was glowy eyes and magic. It's good to see her other side. The big fuck off dragon.
I mean, first movie, not first episode.
I thought I said movie.
You said episode.
In my head, I said movie, so it's fine.
But you said episode. I have the recording. You said episode.
I meant movie.
That's why I was just like, wait, what?
I meant movie.
This isn't a TV show. I mean, it'd work as a TV show, but it's a movie.
I meant movie, okay?
But yeah, honestly, this is, again, like Zombies 2 to Zombies 1. It's a lot better for me. I think the music's way better. By a mile. There's not really a song in this film that I basically just I go to. Every single one I just go, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. There's a lot of more emotional moments I find in this one.
Obviously, yeah. There's a lot more. They focus not just on the romance between Mal and Ben. And
the romance between Mal and Evie. I mean,
yeah.
what?
I mean, literally, there's obviously the one song which is very heavily a
hint
that
something's going on between them two.
Yeah, a big hint. There's definitely history there. I like to think there's other like flashback scenes that we don't see. They do.
Probably.
I mean, I know Mal has said that she wants. Dove Cameron said that she wants Mal to have
canonically be with her.
Yeah, like she said, like with her and Harry Hook, she thinks Mal has had like history with them. Because even that one scene with Harry, when
bubblegum.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of sexual tension there, but that might just be because they are boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. I don't know if they still are, but I know at the time they were. Hence the
sexual tension.
Fuck me eyes.
But yeah, obviously I think music's much better. I think the choreography and the dancing is a lot better.
Yeah, a lot more action packed.
And I just think in general it's a bit more polished than the first one. Because again, just like with the first Zombies movie, they couldn't take too many risks with it.
Yeah.
But then after the success of the first one, then they're able to take the risks. I'm pretty certain this was like the second most viewed like Disney Channel movie behind High School Musical 2.
Yeah, everyone loved this film.
It was literally like right behind it. So you can see why then they're able to take the risks that they're able to because of how well the first one did.
I mean,
and obviously then the risks going into the third one, they could do whatever the fucking wanted again.
They gave a lot of more sets as well in this one. We see a lot more parts of the aisle. Like see obviously Uma's chip shop. See obviously the hideout that they had, the VKs. See obviously the dock more around the aisle, like the actual backstreet alleyways.
It was filming like an insane asylum. That was like an abandoned insane asylum. I was reading it online, and they kept saying it was haunted. That whole thing was like this abandoned insane asylum sort of thing. Apparently, I was like, most things like this tend to be done with like abandoned old buildings that people think are really haunted.
Oh, the Sam singing a lesbian song with ghosts going ooh.
Ooh. But yeah, it's not. It's just again as it's Zombies 2 to Zombies 1. It's improved in every aspect. The characters are better. They're more evolved.
Yeah,
there's a lot more to them from the first one. Obviously, Carlos, for example, he's now got feelings for obviously Jane, obviously Faye Godmother's daughter.
You see him struggling with it.
Oh, what's his fucking name?
Jay,
that's it. Obviously you see that there's something maybe there between him and Milan's daughter.
Yeah, Lonnie.
Because obviously he's like wants her to obviously be a part of the sports teams, but obviously the rules that he can't.
Basically,
but he's like, I can't break the rules, but I want to break the rules.
Because obviously, big thing with Milan is the whole
breaking the rules. Yeah,
breaking the rules, wanting to be in the army, but only men could be in the army. So
obviously, Evie, obviously Doug.
They're adorable.
Who's now got like a little business going on. I feel like she gets a lot more screen time.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like, honestly, personally, she outshines Dove Cameron's Mal in this. Personally, I feel like she definitely does.
She's a lot more emotion. She's a lot more connected to a lot of the characters. She even has like scenes with just her and Ben. and there's a lot of emotion for every single scene she's in. Sophia Carson did a really good job.
Literally think she outshines Mal in this, personally.
Like, I love Mal. She's the best character to me, but in this specific film, he does just one up Mal. Just. Mm-hmm.
And obviously, Ben gets more involved heavily with the plot. Like, yeah, he was mainly part of the love angle last time, whereas this time he's actually, part of like going to the aisle, trying to help.
Yeah.
With everything.
And you can see a lot of how like he loves Mal like unconditionally. Where like even when she like is back at the aisle and she's obviously struggling with trying to be a princess, he's like, well, I don't want you to change. I'll change for you. Trying to do everything he can.
So he's a lot more involved in the songs as well this time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So obviously last time he was mainly only involved in to be our guest and obviously did I mention. Whereas this time obviously he's involved in obviously chilling like a villain. Like he's a big part of that song. That whole song's about him.
Learning to chill like a villain.
Obviously the big battle sequence, he's a part of that. Obviously the end song. Involved in any others? Don't think he is there.
No, singing wise, no. You see him obviously in Way to Be Wicked. See a lot of other characters in Way to Be Wicked, but that's it.
But he's involved in a lot more of the main songs. Obviously, the Dimensions and obviously Be Our Guest weren't major parts of the soundtrack.
That was him. The Dimension was pretty much just him going, "I love you," and Be Our Guest is just him
reprisal of
like, look at me, kind of like I am doing my royalty things. Whereas these two is more about like actual part of the
plot
story, and it's to progress him.
Like it's the case of those ones. If you took them out of the film, you wouldn't miss it. Or if you took these out of the film, you'd miss it because it's a big part of the film. Obviously, the first one being him trying to become a villain, and the second one him being a hostage during the big battle, and him trying to convince Mal and Uma to stop fighting and just talk this out.
That's a good thing as well. Like he's still that compassion that we see in the first film, where he wants all the villains to be forgiven. You still see it here, where like he still thinks Uma can be redeemed and wants to give her the chance to like redeem herself. Really, he wants to do a lot for all the kids, and obviously he says he realised him becoming king, he got a bit slacking on like he was too busy focused on the actual king duties. He forgot to continue bringing people from the island, and you can see he's regretting that. And he's a very good character. I think like he's very like
he needs to work on his raw though.
Yeah, his raws. But it's always funny when he does it. It's cringy as fuck, but it's funny.
The first one was more. I think the first one did it more funnier because it was like frozen. He was already like mid raw, and his dad was like mid raw as well. It was more funnier. Whereas it's a bit more cringy this time because it's like he just runs to the side and roars it up and just jumps in. It's just like, did you need to roar?
Really need to do
you could just threw the crowd and just jumped in. You didn't have to roar. This one was more cringy, I felt, than the first one. I thought the first one was definitely that funnier moment. Just because obviously as well his dad was about mid-beast as well. Whereas this one is just could have not done it. It's just cringy because you did it.
It really
you Burger King ass crown.
At least they're consistent with that crown.
Chad's is way better.
It's the exact same. It's the exact same 3D printed crown.
But it somehow looks better on him. I feel like it's because
he looks like he's a cheap Burger King knockoff.
That and his head's the right shape for it. I think that crown was built for his head. Whereas when you ever look at obviously his crown in the first film, Ben's it's like too big for his head. Whereas Chad's it's literally I'm guessing they made it specifically for his head.
So or his head was just
the right size.
Right sized. Magically.
I feel like that's what makes that look a bit better is the fact that it's not oversized. I feel like if Ben's wasn't oversized you could get away with it. Because it's oversized, it looks like a cheap ass Burger King crown.
Oh, I mean, Chad was I like how Chad's more of a broken man in this this film. This film, obviously, Audrey had broken up with him. Like you can see, he's like very desperate to try and grab that power. Like he's like Troy's like, oh, I want to be king. I should be king. Oh, but Ben's missing. I think I might be king. And like,
Levick keeps breaking into Carlos's room to use the 3D printer.
It's the 3D printer.
He's got a whole.
Action
Hey, how'd you get a key to my room?
I
3D printed one last time. And he comes back in later. Key. I like to think he's got like a whole fucking bag full of 3D printed keys for the room.
He's got loads of them.
Aubrey, you're strapped in the forest? I'll be right there. That's like 6 hours away. Well, I thought it'd be longer.
I'll be quicker than I thought.
And that's his way out of the movie until he comes back a broken wreck
in the third film, he's a wreck of a man. Oh, but he's funny. Because obviously, Bigfoot, like, he's basically the complete opposite to what his father's supposed to be. This big, brave, charming, amazing prince. Thinks he's there, like, he's a Chad. But, like, the worst type of Chad.
Chad.
Oh.
But yeah, I think the only character that takes like a huge step back this time, personally, is Doug.
Definitely.
I feel like in the first one he was a bit more present because of obviously him and obviously Evie like being this like building their relationship. But this time, you get him at the start, and that's kind of it, really. He's
at the start and the end. He's pretty much just there as the love interest for Evie. That's all he's really used in the film. Like he's at the start, obviously.
He's actually used as a character in the first one, and the second one he's just used as kissy. Yeah,
pretty much, just basically for the romance like scenes with Evie, and then obviously in the third one we get more of that relationship and that really awful ponytail. But
and Dude talks now.
Oh yeah,
Dude the dog talks, and he's voiced by a person. It's one of the ones who voices the Huey, Dewey, and Louie and I said Mighty Ducks, DuckTales reboot. Pretty certain he's. I'm trying to remember which one. I think it's either the green one or the blue one. It's not the red one. I know that because the woodchuck guy.
Turbo.
It's either Dewey or Louie. I can't remember. I think it's Louie voices. Probably wrong. Don't quote me on that one. But yeah, it's the same guy who voices one of those ducks in there. That, but obviously voices Dude. The dog who eats a little love sweet sweet Mal made to make a truth sweet. That's the word. Not love sweet. And obviously he speaks the truth now and just doesn't shut the fuck up. There's a time and place to talk, dude, and this is not the time.
Does his jacket make me look fat?
Funny dude is. Definitely adds that a bit more of a back and forth now with Carlos, because before he's just a dog and a guy talking to a dog, whereas now there's that back and forth between them.
Actual proper like
character, not just a pet.
A better bond between them.
Yeah,
like I assume they keep that in the next film as well, which is good. The big part of this film as well is we get to see other perspectives as well. We get to see Uma's perspective of everything that happens, and I do like how when Mal and the VKs left, she took over
the isle.
Yeah, she took a big power void, and she took the isle, took their turf basically, because they were basically gangs.
Basic gangsters.
Yeah,
there's a power struggle between them, and obviously the VKs was too strong for Uma and the pirates. Obviously Harry Hook and fucking what's his face? Gil, the son of fucking Gaston.
My dad said to say hi to your mom, and my dad also said to say to your dad that when he sees your dad, he's gonna beat your ass.
He said beat your ass?
Oh yeah, but I'm paraphrasing.
He said he wishes he'd finished you off?
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. Okay.
He said he wished you finished him off?
I was paraphrasing.
But yeah, obviously there's the power struggle, and obviously they were too weak to fight back, and when they all left, there's the void's there, so they moved it in and took over the turf, and that's why they're stealing from Dizzy. Yes, it is Dizzy. I was just like, is it Dizzy? I'm gonna get mixed up with Bob the Builder again. But yeah, Dizzy. I thought so. But yeah, obviously they've took over the turf, and obviously they keep stealing from them. Obviously stealing money and anything they can get, and obviously then even Ben. There's still Ben.
They're still Ben.
And cause obviously like a massive battle for the wand.
I like how
One for the crown.
they had the entire song of Ben learning to like just
Chill like a villain.
try and chill and act like a villain,
Instantly
gets captured. But he goes, "I'm gonna wander off."
I did on the things I do find funny. Obviously, Gil's probably the more funnier character in this movie of every character.
Oh, definitely.
Like, especially during the first time you meet them when they're doing the "What's my name" song, and at the end she's like, "What's my name?" He's like, "Shrimpy," and then Hulk just turns around and just like throws him out. He tries to get back in. He's sat on like a naughty step outside. And it's when he's like walking down the street and he obviously runs into him. He's like, "Hey, wait a minute."
I know.
He's there looking at the poster, looking at me like, "Oh, you're King Ben." I see.
You're AVJ Carlos. Hi guys. Oh,
Who's
gonna love this.
Oh, it's funny that was. They're always trying to explain who he is to him. Though, it's like, come on, it's me. He's like,
you know,
my this and that.
And his neck is fit.
And then I was like, yeah, no, we don't have a clue, mate. Like, yeah, Gil's definitely like the standout comedic part of this movie. Obviously, if Chad was the first film, he's definitely the second film. And obviously then there's the power struggle for comedic side in the third film between them two. Oh.
It's like obviously in Peter Pan, like one pirate that's like the innocent kind of pirate, the old guy with the glasses.
Sneed.
It's basically like that, really. He's like that kind of character for Harry.
Yeah. Yes, Smeed or Sneed, I think his name is. The little fat guy.
Yeah, the one we see in the third film.
Yeah. Yes, because he's got the two twins, hasn't he, that look like... I remember, yes. The two little twins, yes, I remember. Yeah, I think it's either Sneed or Sneed.
One of those.
It begins with an S and it's definitely ends in Eid. I can just hear Captain Hook like yelling there as the crocodile's trying to tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. He's trying to eat him.
I wonder if the croc isn't Orodon.
I mean, that would have been cool. You know when Harry jumps in the water?
Yeah.
If all you heard was tick tock, and then that's like when he's like, "Oh crap!" And that's when obviously he yells to Uma to help him out the water.
Yeah.
That would have made sense. That would have been pretty. That would have been pretty cool. That would like a little Easter egg. Like he just hears the ticking of a clock.
I mean, the closest we've got is he's always carrying a pocket watch.
Yeah, it's the closest. But I mean, it would have been cool if you heard like a proper tick tock.
Yeah. And
maybe even like if you saw like a tail or something splash in the water, and then he's like, "Get out the wall in there." That would have been pretty cool. Obviously, we don't get to see that.
Or maybe like he wears like crocodile boots or something. There's something like, yeah, we had the crocodile.
He's dealt it.
My dad killed it, or like I killed it. Something.
It would have been interesting.
Yeah. And the closest we got is the pocket watch room, but still, I do like how Harry's very very Scottish and very aggressive the entire time.
He's definitely like his old man,
an
arsehole.
Oh.
Which, is what Captain Hook needs to be.
Yeah.
He needs to be this arsehole who's basically trying to...
An actual fucking pirate, basically. And I like how he's very obsessed with having the hook, even though he doesn't really need it.
I know, because, when obviously it gets kicked in the water by Jay, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's that day that carrying the hook over, he's like, no, come on, please.
And he drops it in the water and obviously dives it. He has a choice to go after him or get his hook, and he chooses the hook.
There's definitely some kind of thing happening with his family, I'm guessing.
I'm guessing so. And again, we never get to see Hook, do we?
No, we don't really get to see most of the other like villain parents. The ones we see obviously in the first one, and there's a few in the third one.
And in this one, you get to hear Ursula.
Yeah.
Who is Whoopi fucking Goldberg.
You
just hear her go, "Hey, shut up in there!"
Fucking tentacle comes out.
Go and do the dishes. And obviously you hear the grandma of Dizzy, don't you?
Yeah. The evil stepmother.
Yeah.
And that evil grandmother.
You get to hear, obviously, her. Obviously, you don't really get to see her. So you stay to the third one, you get to see some of the other villainous parents, obviously. Not going to say which, because then that's something I want to say in the next one.
A big spoiler, one of them is. A big spoiler.
And there's a couple of others that are pretty good. Obviously, we've already mentioned one.
Yeah.
Smeed, whichever his fucking name is. But yeah, there's a couple of others that do pop up that we will mention in the third one.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else here. Personally, I think Uma's a better villain than the Maleficent in the first one, personally.
Really?
Personally, because I feel like it's different because obviously Maleficent's always evil.
Yeah.
Whereas Uma has been raised by someone who's evil, so
she's a complex character.
Exactly.
Uma is basically Mal before she went to Orodon. That's pretty much what Uma is.
Because I feel like they can do a lot more with Uma than Maleficent because of the age between her and Mal. The fact there's history between Mal and Maleficent because mother and daughter, but there's history between these two because, as you say, Uma was bullied by Mal. So there's the history there. So I personally feel like Uma's the better villain.
Yeah, and we'll see more about her in the next film.
I mean, because then it progresses on to the next one, whereas Maleficent, all you get to see is the little lizard.
Yeah.
That's it.
The colour change lizard.
Yeah.
Went from being a purple, black and purple...
to green now, isn't it?
To pure green. It's like...
I thought it did.
Why have they done that?
But yeah, personally, I think Uma's the better villain. And I personally think she has the better song for the villain. What's My Name is way better than...
People Like Me.
Yeah. What's My Name is way better.
I like Maleficent as a villain, but I do prefer Uma mostly because she's more of a complex villain, whereas Maleficent's more of a cartoonish villain.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I definitely agree with that. There's more cartoonish side to Maleficent, whereas Uma's not really.
It's like
she's designed like all the rest of the characters. She like fits into the movie and doesn't look out of place.
Yeah.
Whereas Maleficent, how she was acting a lot of times did look a bit out of place because of being cartoonish.
That's
what I mean. And to top it off, she had a really like over the top cartoonish looking outfit.
To be fair, that's just more because it's what it's based off. All the her and especially her and the Evil Queen had like
very cartoonish,
very
accurate.
Yeah, very accurate.
But looks a bit cartoonish.
Yeah, because most accurate stuff looks very cartoonish.
I disagree on the that for when they did Maleficent in the movie for the Angelina Jolie one. They gave that an updated look and it looked a bit more gritty and still looked accurate but more realistic. But then again, bigger budget to do a lot more. It's a kids' film. But I mean that one. I feel like it's the first one that they were trying to obviously fully highlight what it was, whereas this one they didn't need to. So that's why they were able to utilize less bigger name characters as villains. The fact that it's a kid this time, not an adult.
It's like she's like person who plays Uma. She's very like a Disney actress. Like she has her own like Disney show, Ant Farm, and she's obviously done a lot more other shows as well. Like she's done 2 episodes of Wizard of Waverly Place.
I only know her from Black Lightning. It's obviously his daughter.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I know her from.
She started off in Disney, on a Disney.
I know she did because I've seen when I look up the cast a lot of times to get information, I see stuff like this.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've only ever seen it in this and Black Lightning.
Yeah, well, I used to watch Ant Farm a lot, so I was used to her being in that. Yeah, that's so she's a lot more connected to the rest of the cast, specifically like rest of the kids. So there's going to be a lot of
better chemistry compared to Maleficent, who's this older character.
Like obviously, like when the film came out, there was a lot of little behind the scenes stuff that they used to do. Like there would be them just driving in a car, talking about the film and just singing the songs that they've recorded and stuff. And there's you get to see a lot of bond between all of them. So that was nice to see. That'll obviously carry on in the next film. But for this film, it's more of a rivalry than like actual. I want to destroy the world. Uma doesn't want to destroy the world; she just wants to escape the island.
Yeah,
have the have the same
treatment that Mal did.
Yeah,
but yeah, prefer Uma personally. Maybe it's because I prefer the Little Mermaid to. Sleeping Beauty.
See, I was obsessed with Sleeping Beauty as a kid, so it's probably why Mal and Maleficent's a big part of character that I like the most. Ironically, when it's Aurora I like the most, but
whereas I've probably seen Little Mermaid more than I've seen Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
So That's probably why I prefer Uma as a villainous character to Maleficent. Is there anything else really? Or we covered everything.
I mean, we talk about costumes.
Costumes look as good as it did in the last one, but
and you
probably
do see
better.
in Mal's costume, there's a lot of pirate aspect to it. Obviously, because this is more of a pirate film. Shown as you see, like it's like fishnets and stuff out on the details, the jacket and stuff. So you do see a lot of different costumes for Evie because that's a whole character. And Carlos and Jay's costume still seems a bit the same.
They're all basically the same, but they're just all updated slightly. Look a bit more like a sequel. Like the first one did enough so they can update a bit more money into them.
And we see the old costumes in the first song.
Yeah,
Wicked. That's more of like a flashback to a daydream that Mal was having of them still being these. And then it pushes into the presence of
how they look now,
all blonde, and
I bet that's just a way of them showing obviously the updated how it's updated. I think that's their way of doing that. But yeah, costumes still look good. Special effects still look alright. It's Disney Channel, you can't really knock too much about it. Tentacles may look a bit weird at times.
Now, would you say this dragon looked better than the first one?
When it not moving, yes. But when it's moving, sometimes it looks a bit janky.
Yeah.
Like when it's flying, there's a couple of moments. Not like all the time when it's flying, there's just a couple of moments when it's like close by the camera. It looks a bit janky flying past a bit. But normal shots of it don't look too bad.
It's like...
I think it's because they're the distant shots with it compared to the first one where it was close up. I think that's what didn't help the first one a bit more, because it was close up and it was bright. This time it's a bit more darker. It's more zoomed out. The more CGI focuses on this giant ass Uma with these giant ass tentacles. It looks weird when she's with someone on screen, but when she's by herself, it doesn't look too bad. But when you've got Ben in the water, it looks a bit weird. The CGI looks a bit weird against him, and then the dragon also looks weird against him. Maybe just don't put anything in scenes with them, because then it won't look weird as fuck.
I mean, the dragon to me looks very like like the old-fashioned like puppet like ones.
Stop motion stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like that to me. See, I kind of like it. I like the actual prefer the design of Maleficent's dragon, but visually,
Mal's looks
better because it's more. There's more budget to it. Yeah, and I do like how they build on the relationship between all the V kids. Like you see, obviously Jay and Carlos, they're like a big brother aspect that's dialed higher.
Yeah.
Like obviously you see Carlos being like, we should like I'll be tired of you like basically to having your own like emotional conversations on your own. All four of us are a family. Deal with it together. And then they sit down and walk through obviously all Mal's insecurities and stuff. And then Jay, when they're all gone, Jay says to her like, if he doesn't like really love you and you really want to go home, I'll take you home myself. You see like the big brother aspects of them, and I really like that. Very good. Yeah. Anything else you think of?
No, I was done a while ago. It's just you find other things that you can talk about.
I just remembered some of that. Oh, I remember that bit. I can't think of more now.
Okay, then let's move on to the ratings then.
Yeah.
Again, Zombies 2 to Zombies 1. I'm not going to go high as fuck with this, but I'm going to go above what I'm in Descendants 1 and give it an 8 out of 10, which is obviously a silver egg. In comparison to Zombies, would I prefer this to Zombies 2? No. I prefer Zombies 2, just because I like the werewolf aspect. Personally. Yes, I think there's more story in these ones, because these are like 2-hour movies compared to an 1.5-hour films.
Yeah.
But personally, I like the zombie storyline of Zombies 2. Zombie storyline? The werewolf storyline of Zombies 2. The zombie storyline's all over zombies. That's what it's called, fucking zombies. No, I prefer the storyline of, obviously, Zombies 2 to this. Personally.
You see, I love Zombies 2. I love the werewolf.
I know you're going to say
but I love this film out of all the Descendant films, all of the Disney films.
What's this going to be? I give it a 10 out of 100. Wait, no, 100 out of 10. It's a stupid ass fucking rating you always give. Up way around.
I mean, if I could give 110,
No, it's out of 10. It's physically out of 10. You can't go above 10. I
Fine.
let you off with Dora because you were doing that one yourself. I let you off with that one. That and I fell asleep internally multiple times while listening to that whole discussion because it went on for like almost fucking God knows how long. I lost track of the time in the end. And
You saying you were bored of me?
no, I mean, generally the podcast went on for way too long, and I regretted my decision of letting you host it. And I feel like that was a signal of the old chat cave down for. But now I can force you to hurry it up by going like this next year until you go fuck it. Carry on.
But yeah, I would give it a 10 out of 10 because genuinely, I love this film. Okay, like I used to watch this film so many times when it came out, and
This is only the second time I've watched this.
the song, really.
Yeah, man, I watched this twice. Watched it with you like, and watched this. Then I've seen Zombies 2 3 times. I've seen that more than this.
I've probably seen it like 11 times, probably. I've watched it a lot.
Weirdo, watching this movie 11 times.
Yeah,
Weirdo. It's not as if I watch Jaws at least once every year. Reminds me, I haven't watched it yet this year.
Oh God, no.
I'll be watching it at some point this week.
Oh yeah, The Week.
I can see my 4K copy right now.
Yeah,
Oh, could I smudge my glasses now?
good.
Continue.
I like this film a lot. Like, it's the one where like I want to put a big Disney film on. I would probably put this one on. This one specifically. The first one might also be on possibility, but I do. It's a big one for me. Like, I prefer this to any of the High School Musical films, and I like High School Musical films.
Guess I'm just not a Disney Channel movie fanboy like you. But you're a fangirl.
Yeah, I grew up on the films. Okay, me and my sister like to sit in the room watching all these films. Well, not Descendants because that went out.
It's 2017,
But High
so
School
clearly
Musical-
not.
High School Musical and stuff like that. Yeah, like I used to watch. I've watched a lot of Disney films.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Now, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so then that gives Descendants to the Chatter Cave overall rating of 9 out of 10. Gold.
I'm keeping that every time.
Yes,
So
you
far.
are. Okay, so MVP. I'm going to say Evie.
Yeah.
As soon as I was watching it, I was like,
Mhm.
a lot of times it's usually after the movie I tend to get like the MVP in my mind, but while I was watching it, I was into like Evie.
Mhm.
Like, especially early on, there's a lot more to that character this time, rather than just being a character that's trying to be dumb to fit, obviously get the prince. There's a lot more to her, obviously trying to help a friend, maybe a lover, out. So I definitely feel like Evie is definitely the MVP in my eyes.
Mhm. Yeah, she's not going to be Uma.
Didn't really think of the runner-up yet.
Mm.
The pirates in general, all of them. Like,
Mine's Harry.
that's
It's Harry.
all of them in general. Like Harry, Gil, and fucking Uma.
Yeah.
Because they all bounce off each other really well. Obviously, Uma and Harry have this relationship, and then obviously Gil and Harry. Obviously, Gil doesn't have a massive relationship with Uma, but it's because he keeps calling her Shrimpy, and she keeps getting pissed off with him. But I definitely feel like if I was to give it to one of them now, if I was to give it to one of them, ooh, it's tricky because obviously Uma's got the serious villain aspect.
Yeah.
Harry's got the very dark aspect to him.
Oh, he's very like edgy dark.
And then Gil's got the really dopey as fuck, I'm an idiot, look at me kind of look to him.
I like Harry.
I feel like him and Uma have in it more than Gil, so
Yes.
that pushes him out of the equation in my opinion.
Between Harry and Uma. I think Uma has the like the big villain sort of like she's basically the Mal, pretty much. And Harry's like Harry's supposed to be the J and Uma's supposed to be the Mal, kind of at their parallels. That's why it's always Harry and Jay fighting, and Uma and Mal fighting. But I like basically how dark Harry is in this. Mm. He's very violent. Like, he wants to
kill people.
Basically, yeah, he wants to literally kill Ben. You see, like, and was like, let him free. And he's like, oh, you didn't let me have fun. He's very sadistic, basically. Mm.
Yeah, so that's how you give it to Harry then.
Yeah.
It's kind of a suck up as well to Uma.
Yeah, there's very like he's very smooth when it comes to like.
There's definitely something that's there between them as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Harry runner up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then. Favorite moment I believe is next.
Ooh.
This is a tricky one. I'm trying to think of like a specific moment that stood out the most for me.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, shit. Sorry, going through the scenes in my head, like this now. Even though it's the musical number, I'm not gonna say it because the being musical. I mean, the big battle between us in the musical number.
Just after the song. Really.
Just after the song, the battle they actually have, because there's actually a sword fight, which is pretty cool. So I'd probably, if I was to give it one, I'd probably say that. It was either that or just dude talking.
I would say the scene where all four the kids have their all emotional moment. They're all talking. They're all being like supportive of each other. The whole sibling moment, pretty much. And that one, it shows how much closer they've become. Yeah, I'd say that one.
Okay. Favorite musical moment. I'm gonna instantly say Space Between.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that song. It's my favorite song of the movie, and it's definitely probably possibly my favorite song of the franchise. I just really love that song. It's just a really beautiful song.
There's definitely a lot of like cliche going on. So you always go for the emotional songs.
I just like that song.
And I always go for the fun songs.
I just really like that song.
For me, hands down, Chilling Like a Villain. I was obsessed with that song for a long time. Like, I remember just every night it be stuck in my head, and I was like writing down somewhere. I was just singing it in my head. I loved it. So it's got to be that song.
Okay,
it's a fun song. Also, it's a big like Evie song as well.
Yeah, it is.
She's the lead kind of singer in that song.
Gets a lot of the songs going forward. Like she's a big part of a lot of them, especially in the third film as well. There's two songs where she plays a big part in. Okay, I think that covers everything then. Have you seen Descendants 2? If you have, put it in the comments below. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously. Obviously, you can also check the audio files out on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Audible. I think it's on. You know, usual podcasting places. And yeah, before next week, actually, we have a bonus episode going out where we talk about Moon Knight Series 1 and Miss Marvel Series 1. So we did a big, just like an hour 10, maybe hour 20 podcast where we gave both like half hour each to talk about. And obviously we reviewed them and rated them. So do check that out. That will be going out on Monday, I believe it is. The 8th, I think that's going out. If that's not a Monday, just pick the Monday that's right by it.
It's a Monday.
Is that a Monday? I was trying to work forward. I'm trying to work from when the new Predator movie comes out, and that's my jump point of going.
8th specifically Monday.
Yeah. Okay. So that was going out on the 8th. But then for our regularly scheduled podcast, obviously next Friday, we'll be taking a look at the final entry of Descendants trilogy, Descendants 3, which was released in 2019, I believe it was. So yeah, we hope you enjoyed, and we will see you for whichever podcast or whichever video we see you for next.
Bye.